Open up my Jamboard. All right. So now, let's take another example. 88 hundredths. How many times am I multiplying 88 hundredths? I am multiplying 88 hundredths 2 times, because 2 times 88 hundredths is saying 2 groups of 88 hundredths. How do I model 88 hundredths on my hundredths grid? 8 tenths, 1 tenth, 2 tenths, 3 tenths, 4 tenths, 5 tenths, 6 tenths, 7 tenths, and what? 8 tenths. 8 hundredths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, if I add another group, I should notice that I'm going to have a value greater than 1 whole. So I'm going to need another hundredths grid. Because 88 hundredths 2 times is going to be greater than 1. So now, use red. I'm going to use red. 88 hundredths. 1 group of 88 hundredths. 2 tenths. 3 tenths. 4 tenths. 5 tenths. 6 tenths. 7 tenths. And 8 tenths. Second group. Now I need 8 hundredths. 1 hundredth, 2 hundredths, 3 hundredths, 4 hundredths, 5 hundredths, 6 hundredths, 7 hundredths, 8 hundredths. Now I have 2 groups of 88 hundredths on my model. So what's my product? What does the product show? My hundredths grid shows that I have 1 whole. So that's 1. And how many tenths do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 tenths. And how many hundredths left over? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 hundredths. Now, I know some of you all may be saying, well, Mr. Hughes, I see hundreds dots over here. Well, you have 10 hundredths shown here. So that's why I added it as a tenth, because now it's all filled up. So the remaining hundredths left over are in my second grid. Now, repeat addition. Will I get the same sum as the product that was shown in my model? Let me just make sure. 88 hundredths. How many times? 2 times. So 88 plus 88. Decimal points lined up? Check. Decimal point lined up. Pull it down. 8 plus 8. 16. Transfer. 8 plus 8. 16 plus 1. 17. Transfer. 1 plus 0 plus 0 is 1. Does my sum match my product? Yes. Now I know that I'm showing precision in multiple ways using math models and tools that I use strategically. That's odd, but there you go. Okay. All right, let me do a quick check. Is there anyone who's still a little confused about how we are using math models and repeated addition to multiply decimals with whole numbers? Just raise your hand, because I have my last example, and this one is a challenge. I have 4 times 1 and 4 hundredths. Now, I want you all to kind of think about this in a little bit. Number one of my factors has a whole number. I have 1 whole and 4 tenths. Now, as I am showing you the model, I want you to think mathematically. Is the strategy that we're using efficient? Can it be done quickly? And not only is the strategy efficient, which of the two strategies, personally, how you think about it, which one is the one that helps you to be more precise? Because ultimately, when you attend to precision, meaning trying to be correct, which strategy works for you? Now, since I know I have a whole number and a decimal, I know automatically I am going to have more than one grid. And in this case, since I have to have 4 groups of 1 and 4 tenths, I know automatically 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Because each of these grids equals 1 whole. Let me use black. Okay. So that's 1. That's 1 whole. That's 1 whole. And this is 1 whole. 4/10, 400ths, I mean. 4 groups of 400ths. 1, 2, 3, 4, plus another group of 400ths. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 groups of 400ths. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need one more group of 400ths. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what's my sum? My product. 1, 2, 3, 4 wholes, or 4 ones. And do I have a 10th? Yes. I have 1/10. Do I have any hundredths left over? Yes, I do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My final product that my model shows is 4 wholes. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 1/10 shown in my model, and I have 6/100ths. Using repeat addition, 4 groups. 1 and 400ths plus 1 400ths plus 1 400ths plus 1 400ths. Decimal points lined up. Four 3 times. 4 4 times is 16. Regroup. Tenths column, 1. Drag my decimal point to line it up. And add my ones. 1 plus 1 is 2. Plus 3 plus 4. 4 and 16/100ths as my sum matches my product shown in my math model. Now, the key is understanding that we have 2 strategies. Each strategy helps with precision. I didn't want that. Delete, 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 delete. First strategy is to model our mathematics using base tens or hundredths. And it can be shown based upon your knowledge of using visual models. Next strategy, to make sure that we are precise, is use tools that we know. Adding decimals using repeat addition. You, as the mathematician, though, have to decide, is it efficient? And which strategy helps you to be more precise? That is the key. Now, to continue with your growth, we will start with an independent math Jamboard.